Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and I, and today we're exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML, that's a managed service provider, or MST, based in Queens, New York.
Yeah, they offer quite a range of services, don't they?
Hmm.
Network management, voice over IP, that's VoIP, and UCAS, which is Unified Communications as a Service.
Right, and also cybersecurity, compliance help, infrastructure as a service, IaaS cloud solutions, and Microsoft 365 and Azure stuff too.
So definitely relevant if you're a small business owner or managing IT for a growing company.
Absolutely. And that's who this deep dive is for. Our mission today is to unpack a really critical article by Mr. Kaplan titled, Before Your Organization is Pwned, How to Stop Payment Address Scams.
Ooh, Pond. That's a strong title. It really gets your attention.
It does. The article highlights a threat that's escalating fast, and we want to pull out the key insights to help you protect your business. Because, let's face it, the potential losses here are huge.
Yeah, potentially devastating. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Mr. Kaplan's article, it kicks off with a warning that, honestly, should make anyone handling finances sit up straight.
What's the scenario?
Imagine getting an email. It looks absolutely flawless, like perfect grammar, the branding spot on, the tone, exactly like your most trusted vendor.
Okay, no typos, no weird phrasing,
Yeah.
nothing that screams scam.
Nothing. And that's the scary part. Thanks to advancements in artificial intelligence, AI, scammers can now whip up these incredibly convincing fake requests in, like, seconds.
This makes them so much harder to spot than the old clumsy attempts.
Exponentially harder.
And what's really fascinating here, or maybe terrifying is probably a better word, is just how sophisticated these attacks are now.
Right.
They're a form of business email compromise, BEC, we should mention that term. But before your organization is pawned really emphasizes how AI has, turbocharged them.
So it's not just basic phishing anymore.
No, not at all. We're talking criminals impersonating vendors with chilling accuracy. Sometimes they even get into vendor portals to see how you communicate, what the bills look like.
Wow, okay.
Then they send this email asking for a change in banking details. Seems simple enough, right?
Well,
But because AI crafts it, the message is polished, personalized, it makes sense in context. It's incredibly convincing.
designed to slip right past your initial checks.
Exactly. Even seasoned professionals can get fooled.
And this is where it gets really interesting and, frankly, quite concerning. Your accounts payable team, they're busy, they think it's legit.
Understandable given how good the fake looks.
So they update the vendor record,
Hmm.
and bam, just like that, the very next payment. Could be huge sums we're talking about.
Hundreds of thousands.
Millions. Easily. It goes straight into the scammer's account.
Right.
And the article gives a real-world example, doesn't it? Baltimore City.
Yeah, that was a big one. Earlier this year, fraudsters walked away with over $1.5 million using this exact method.
1.5 million.
Okay.
Just gone.
And that's the devastating part Mr. Kaplan points out. Once that money is transferred,
It's pretty much gone for good, right?
almost always unrecoverable. They move it so fast, split it up, send it offshore. Getting it back is, well, nearly impossible.
Hence the title. Before your organization is pawned, it's like your business itself is captured or lost.
A powerful metaphor for a serious threat. So this brings up a really important question the article addresses. Why small to mid-sized businesses, SMBs? Why are they such prime targets?
Yeah, what makes them particularly vulnerable?
Well, it's not just one thing. Before your organization is pawned details several key factors, almost like a blueprint criminals use.
Okay, let's break those down.
First, limited staff. Often, in an SMB, you might have just one person handling all the vendor payments, processing, paying, everything.
Which creates a single point of failure, essentially.
Exactly, a dangerous one. If that person's targeted or just overwhelmed, the whole system's at risk. It's not blame, it's just structure.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, there's often this trust culture, especially with vendors you've worked with for a long time.
Right, you feel like you know them, so maybe you let your guard down a bit.
Precisely. Less scrutiny on requests, especially if the email looks like it's from them. Fraudsters love exploiting that trust.
Okay, that's two.
Third, sometimes there's a lack of clear, written-down procedures for verifying changes, like specifically for bank detail changes.
So if there's no formal checklist or approval process...
Things can just slip through, and imposter's request gets actioned too easily.
Got it. And the last one.
Finally, there's often real pressure to pay invoices quickly. You want to keep vendors happy, avoid late fees, keep things running smoothly.
But that speed can sometimes mean skipping thorough checks.
Yeah, prioritizing speed over verification. And that creates an opening for these urgent-looking fraudulent requests.
So limited staff, trust culture, lack of procedures, and pressure for speed. That's quite a combination of vulnerabilities.
It really is. And remember, AI makes the initial attack, the email itself, harder than ever to spot.
Which just underscores why understanding these weaknesses is so critical for you listening right now, so you can actually shore up your defenses.
Absolutely.
So, okay, the problem's complex, AI is involved. What can businesses actually do? What does Mr. Kaplan recommend for protection?
Well, this is key. He emphasizes that the best defense isn't just about technology, although that plays a part. It's fundamentally about procedure, human-driven procedure.
Okay.
And he outlines several essential safeguards that every SMB should put in place before they approve any payment change.
Let's walk through those. What's step one?
The absolute must-do, vendor verification. Always verify any request to change bank details with a phone call.
Okay, call them. Seems simple enough.
But here's the crucial part. Don't use the phone number or the email address provided in the request you just received.
Because that could be the scammer's contact info.
Exactly. Use contact information you already have on file, from an old invoice, your own vendor database, their official website, a known trusted number.
So step outside the potentially compromised email chain entirely.
Precisely. It's your single most important first line of defense. Break that digital link.
Okay, vital first step. But what about internal checks? How do you build resilience inside the organization?
Right. That leads straight into segregation of duties. The article strongly recommends having one employee process the change, enter the new details, and a different employee approve it.
Dual control. So no single person can just change banking info on their own.
Correct. It builds in a check. And the article also suggests requiring management sign-off for any financial information update, especially bank details.
Adds another layer of review and accountability.
Definitely. Multiple sets of eyes on critical changes. Reduces that single point of failure risk we talked about.
Smart. Okay, so you've got verification, segregation of duties, but what if people are still rushed or miss something?
Good question. That's where delay in review comes in. Implement a mandatory waiting period. Say 24 to 48 hours.
A waiting period before the new banking details are actually used for a payment.
Exactly. It's not just about slowing down. It gives time for anomalies to surface. Maybe the real vendor calls wondering about a payment. It creates a buffer.
A cooling off period for payments?
Kind of. And alongside that, review all vendor payment changes regularly, maybe in a weekly or bi-weekly report. This allows oversight to catch patterns or anything missed earlier.
Okay, so you build in time and systematic review. That feels much safer. What about technology? Can our accounting systems help here?
They absolutely can, and that's system safeguards. Your accounting software, maybe your ERP, System Enterprise Resource Planning, they aren't just for recording things. They can be proactive defenses.
How so?
Well, the article suggests setting up alerts. Get your software to flag any changes to vendor records, especially banking info.
Like if the bank suddenly changes to an unusual one.
Exactly, or even just any change. It flags it for an extra layer of human review before a payment goes out. Also, critically, restrict who can actually edit banking information in your systems.
Limit the access. Fewer people who can make the change, fewer opportunities for fraud.
Precisely. Reduce the attack surface.
So tech supports the procedures, but it really feels like the human element is still the absolute core here.
You've nailed it. That brings us to maybe the most crucial piece, employee awareness. All the best procedures and tech are only as good as the people using them.
Training them.
Consistent, ongoing training. Train your finance, your accounts payable, or AP staff specifically on BEC on these AI-driven tactics. Keep showing them real examples.
And reminding them just how convincing these fakes can be.
Yes. Remind them that even careful employees can be fooled, and foster a culture where it's not just okay, but encouraged to question things, to pause, to verify, to flag anything suspicious without worrying about slowing things down.
Make your team the first and last line of defense.
Absolutely critical.
Okay, so taking together verification, segregation, delay and review, system safeguards, and awareness, these create multiple layers, right? A kind of human and technical firewall.
Exactly. Defense in depth. Makes it significantly harder for scammers, even sophisticated ones using AI.
And you mentioned compliance earlier. How does this tie in?
Yeah, that's an interesting connection. Many of these safeguards actually align really well with existing compliance frameworks.
Like which ones?
Before your organization is Pwned, specifically mentions HIPAA, pronounced HIPAA, For health information privacy, then NYDFS, which is the New York Department of Financial Services Regulations.
Particularly tough ones, I hear.
They are. And also GLBA, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, which deals with financial privacy.
So implementing these fraud prevention steps actually helps with compliance, too.
Absolutely. Things like segregation of duties, system access controls, audit trails from reviews, these demonstrate strong internal controls and data governance. That's exactly what regulators look for.
So it's not just protecting your cash, it's strengthening your regulatory posture, killing two birds with one stone.
You got it.
That's a great point. But, for a small or maybe mid-sized business, putting all this in place, the procedures, the training, keeping up with compliance and the latest scam tactics, it can feel, well, overwhelming.
It definitely can be a lot. And Mr. Kaplan's article acknowledges that. It notes that this is where an MSP, like his own, CDML, can really step in.
Providing that specialized support.
Right. They can help develop tailored policies, set up the right cybersecurity controls like email filtering, deliver effective employee training, help align everything with compliance needs like TPA or GLBA, and even provide ongoing monitoring.
Basically, bringing in expertise to handle this complex, evolving threat, taking the load off the internal team.
Exactly. Expert guidance through tricky waters.
This has been really insightful. It's sobering, though. The reality is, fraudsters are using AI, the scams are more convincing, and they can get past good people.
Yeah.
That Baltimore example, losing over $1.5 million, it's not just a statistic, it's a stark reminder of the potential damage. So the question for you listening is, could your business absorb a hit like that?
A tough question to ask, but a necessary one.
And maybe more importantly, what immediate steps will you take, maybe even today, to check your vendor payment procedures based on what we've discussed?
Because as the article concludes, and it's worth repeating, don't wait until your business is pawned.
It really is about being proactive, not waiting to react after the fact.
The time to build these defenses is now.
Well, we really hope this deep dive into Mr. Len Kaplan's article, Before Your Organization is Pawned, has given you some clear, actionable steps to protect your organization.
Hopefully some concrete things you can implement.
And if you found this discussion valuable, if it sparked some thoughts or gave you some ideas, please do click that thumbs up button. It genuinely helps us understand what kind of content is useful for you.
Lets us know we're on the right track.
Thanks so much for joining us for this crucial deep dive. Stay safe, stay informed,
And stay vigilant.
till next time.